Image. Image. Image means a lot out here. The way we act, the way we talk, the way we dress. Fortunately, unfortunately, it helps to identify a certain mannerism. Now, just now, I walked, what am I talking about? I cycled with my shopping in my hands, noticing 3 young men, 1 white, 2 black, being picked up or being in handcuffs, only 2 sets of handcuffs. Guess who had the handcuffs on? Out of the 3 boys. 1 white boy, 2 black boys. How does that look in the streets of London? That says there's no such thing as racism. We sit here, we march, we do all of these things on behalf of these young black men from stop being stabbed, from being picked up by the police, from being stereotyped, from not being able to have a position in society like every other race. That's, you know, where seems to be the last race that gets anything, as we say, knowing that it's so many reasons why, but we know that race is definitely the big one. I looked like a big idiot just now. I don't even like dissing myself because that's not how I talk about myself. But by the looks of it, you would have thought, I said to the officer, do you know how this looks right now? You stopped 2 black boys, put them in handcuffs, and you've left 1 without, and that's the white boy. So basically, from my perspective, he's less of a threat than the black boys. So I've gone, do you think that's right? He said to me, he's a white guy, looked very, very white to me. I didn't see no mixed race or anything. Do you know where I'm from? I'm like, no, but by the looks of it, you're Caucasian. He was mostly 99% European. He could have some Caribbean in him too. He could have something in him. However, it is not easy to tell these days. Okay? As we know, as history has integrated and, you know, there's been many multicultural relationships. But so it's easy to kind of switch sides when you want to. You know, again, how you look, how you dress, how you feel. No, how you look, how you dress, how you look. It's stereotype behavior. Now, I want to say this. And this is a message. It's for everyone. Because everyone that lives here in the UK or in the United States of America, the same problem is happening all over. All right? And I can't forget myself. I don't want to forget myself because this is about forwarding up and I'm representing, bringing us as a people, regardless where you're from, forward and up. All right? You see me doing my exercises, see me doing my yoga, my tai chi, you know, my poetry. That means a lot to me. These are the things that amount to my creative leisure and being able to express. Yeah? That's me so far. All right? And there's much more, but one step at a time with everything. But we are addressing this today. So you young man, I want to talk to you right now. This is a message to you. We are out here trying to improve a nation based on, first of all, I'm talking about our young black men, all right? We're not trying to be the stereotype, what's been written in the books, all right? We've been called savage, in the heart of darkness. We've been called monstrous, all right? Think of the story of Frankenstein, how he felt separate from society. That is how many black men feel in society, right? And the reason being is because of how another race and sex sometimes looks upon us. So sometimes in that situation is we change ourselves to prove that we are not that way. And some people go an extreme way, changing themselves, and some people go a way where they feel, let me get educated, all right? Now look, I'm going to say this, it's not all your fault. It's not all your fault because I've grown up as well and I've made it this far, okay? And I can tell you the things that I've been through, it's all photocopied. It's all carbon copy of what I'm seeing again and again and again and again and again, right? So, it's only improving maybe, yeah, you're making money on the street, it's more easier, maybe, I don't know, all right? Because I'm knowing there's young youths now doing really well for themselves, having to do certain things, whatever, so they say, all right? You're out here walking around with a knife in your hand, in your pocket, wherever you got it, hidden, slickly away, wherever, all right? The knife crime is going up based on how many killings there is, and every day, every other day, there's black boys missing. Mothers, I can't even imagine how you're feeling right now. What am I saying? I imagine how you're feeling right now. Now, when I'm talking with passion. I've lost a brother to knife crime. I've had a brother go in for knife crime. My mother got ill based on all of this stuff that was going on. Plus, with the stereotype with police as well, you know. All of this stuff, come from a good background home, and things was done, take off your shoes when you come home, you eat your dinner a certain time. All of these things was all put in place. But somehow, right, this is why I say it's not all your fault. And it's not just black boys as well in this situation. Men movies, masculine behavior is all about this hunting. Going out there with a weapon. This is historical. All right? Now, people used to use those weapons to hunt things. Foxes, rabbits, you name it, goats, you know, deer, and all that kind of stuff out there. All right? Now, you're going out there now, and we're hunting each other. We're hunting each other based on the same color, mainly. Yeah? Now there's this group of boys who don't know what to do with themselves because they've got the hunting gene in them still. All right? And they want to stab something. They want to hurt someone. But everything that they would have hurt years ago is all wrapped up now in plastic bags or plastic, yeah? Or you go to the butcher's, it's already done for you. Now I say, I'm trying to make sense of this, you know. I'm trying to be very intellectual and not just blaming these young individuals. I want the society to see this and open up their minds a bit. I'm opening up my mind because I'm like, why does this keep happening? We keep saying, why does these things keep happening? And not trying to answer the question, all right? And I see some people doing some positive things, trying to rise the youth on the street and let them see other jobs out there that is better to do and stuff like that. And that's where we're trying to go right now. But my argument, what got me here on this seat right now for Forward and Up, was I went and interacted with the police officer and said, do you know how this looks right now? He said to me, well, I'm not racist. And I was like, well, I never said he was racist, but at the same time, I'm like, well, a lot of us believe that police are racist because I've had interactions where I know they've stopped me based on the colour of my skin, even recently. Before the video I made, I even got stopped the other day when I was driving my car, going home, actually, zip car, trying to drop it off, yeah? Police officer stops me and says he's stopping me for a road incident. Not road incident, what do you call it? It's a normal general traffic stop. Got out the car, said I've only got 3 minutes to get this car back. Yeah, mate, it's all right, mate. Got out of the car. He stereotyped me. Now, some of us don't choose. We can't choose our skin colour. Sometimes we can't dress the figure and the outlook that we have. So we just look a certain way. We look like, yeah, we're ready. Yeah, or we're up to something. I don't know what these police officers see. I know what they see. I know what they see. They just see black. And they see someone who's fit, strong, ready. I don't know. It doesn't have to be. You could be chubby, but you look like you're on things. Yeah? Stops me. And then I'm like, I see what this is. My hands was like this in my pocket, so I brought my phone out like this, yeah? So I thought, right, I'm going to film this because there's no need for them to stop me. And there was millions of cars going in one direction. And they decided to stop me out of all of those cars. Come now, stop me, pulled me over, yeah, brought me out the car. Next thing you know, as I tried to film, they slapped the handcuffs on my hand and dragged me into the van, taking my phone away from me, searching me, saying that they're searching me for drugs. Stereotypical or what? Right? I can't help the way I look. Or maybe I can. Maybe I should try to fit in and wear a suit every single day. I can't have no relaxed days. I can't have a chill day. Actually, I was just delivering some Christmas cards on behalf of my grandmother. But they wanted to stop me. Now, there's me battling the stereotype because they wasn't able to find anything on me and fit me into that box of you're black, you sell drugs, you sell guns, you sell knives, which is not the case actually, because there's a lot of white people, Turkish people, Indian people, which I'm sure they probably stop anyway, because I know they then after they stopped me, they stopped a Turkish brother, yeah, and it was just like, okay, these are the stereotypes. These are the people that, you know, are known to be bringing in the drugs and whatever. So you say, but we know the truth behind the scenes. You just take one look at certain shows like Snowfall. Who was bringing in the drugs? Huh? What John Singleton was trying to demonstrate and show you. Young men, if you want to watch that show, don't watch it for the hype. Watch it for the history. What happened in the 80s. Majority of the black community that grew up on crack. DMX was one of them. You know him, right? And had to battle himself to come out of this. And in prayer right now, he's trying his best to defeat it. And I think he has. He's done really well. He's come up clean. Yeah? But through those times, a lot of people got caught up in the web. While the guns were being sold, while for the drugs that were being sold, and made it look like, yeah, you know, it's a double-edged sword. So if you get caught selling the drugs, you go to prison. But then at the same time, the government are giving the drugs to the neighborhood to sell so that they can make money. So they wait till you get fat, you get big. That's why then they bring up the big bust that they found someone with 20 million, 30 million, 100,000, whatever, you know, how much billions they found. It's because they kind of knew about it, but they wanted to have that to show that they're doing their job, one, and two, we've got a large amount. Now, where does that go? Where does that go? Where does that money go? Where does those drugs go? Yeah? But obviously, it's funding something. All right? I just want to show you, young men, where you are in this position in society, because right now you're just out there, walking out there like, I'm the hard man. And the Capones and the Godfathers and all of that shows this. You know, and the cigar in the mouth. Everything's about being hard and being tough, yeah? But there's no balance of masculinity and femininity. And if there is some femininity, it's all confused. And if there is masculinity, it's just all hyped up. And I need to show how big I am and how strong I am. Or if you're over feminine, then you've got to be more like timid and behave in a certain way, or so extroverted. There's all sorts of ways. There's all sorts of ways and behaviors that are confused. And some people, yes, they're born a certain way. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to say, because the way you are, you know, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not going down that road. My thing is that there's been a lot of twists and turns in society that's messed with people, messed with their state of mind, messed with their state of consciousness, messed with their state of physicality, messed with their state of the whole, you know, spiritual side of things as well. Like, you know, don't know what to be anymore because you can't trust anything. There's historical context about the history that happened in the Bible. There was, these kind of people still exist today. Yeah, there's people that tried to kill off children. Still happening today. What did we see not too long ago in Nigeria? They had a plane full of 300 kids on the aeroplane, black kids from Africa. What was they looking to do with them? Another woman trying to kidnap children from Africa. There's real revolutionary stuff to do out here. I don't know where you want to go in your life, but going out here, killing each other is not something you're going to go to your grave for, boys. Men. What do you want to be known for? For stabbing a brother that lived on your block? Or do you want to go down for something like he tried to save humanity? Because I know you had that in your heart before you got with everyone, all your boys, and there's no such thing as, you know, because you hang out with this person, that person. That person still is a person and still has a conscience to do better for themselves. You can make that team what you want it to make it. You walk around being strong and hard. I don't have a problem with that. But you don't want to go out there now hearing a mother crying, yeah, or a mother feeling away because her son has been stabbed, his guts is hanging out. You're just seeing these things and it's become normalized behavior to see blood. It's on TV, it's on computer games, and to see killing, and we just laugh about it. Just laugh about it like it's nothing. Men have lost that side of them, and the women have the emotion to feel those things. And for men to feel those things, they think it's gay. To feel like, oh, someone's lost the way. So to play hard, this is what I'm talking about, twisting of emotions. So if you cry, yeah, oh, you feel like someone thinks you're gay. No, there's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with wanting a hug. There's nothing wrong with doing yoga. There's nothing wrong with doing things that you think are just for females. That's why you've got this feminist movement trying to prove as well that they can do things that men can do. And you've got the very extreme ones that don't want men on the planet at all. But sometimes, can you blame them with all the war and destruction that's going on? And again, what's happening down in the streets is also happening in the House of Parliament. It's happening in Washington, D.C., all right? Is happening around the world. I'm not just blaming those two worlds, you know, in Britain and England. It's probably happening in every country, all right? In a lot of countries. But the only people that can fix this is us. We've got mothers marching for their sons, fathers marching for their sons, and daughters as well. My daughter said to me the other day, sent me a message saying, let me paraphrase it, but it's on the lines of save your daughters, or like look after your daughters. Cross the line now, actually educate your sons. And it was like, wow, what does that mean? What's she saying? And I read into it now, and it makes sense. We're trying to educate these young men on the streets, young boys. I want my daughter to be out there to be safe. And if she meets a nice young man, I know that she's going to be safe. He's not going to be walking around with something in his pocket that's going to hit him picked up and her in an awkward position, or put her in an awkward position. And the same thing for my son. I don't want him to be honey trapped in some awkward position, because this is what's happening, and it's a repeat of history. You want to be different? Stop walking around the same. Pull up your pants and let's do something right with your life. Let's do something right. I'm proper like stream of consciousness, so forgive me if some of this doesn't make sense and it's not all coherent, but I'm just letting out what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, and want to see change. Mothers are holding their kids at home. My mum wasn't playing, and I know why. When I grew up, my mum was like straight home from school. Straight home. Play out what? Play in the back garden. Luckily, we had a back garden. I was able to make little camps and stuff like that. And my friends would come around sometimes and talk to me at my doorstep. And I was 14. I was young. I was 12 from young anyway. And then, you know, things changed as I got older. But I understood now, and I'm thinking to myself, racism was around, but it wasn't so much about the black on black crime when I was growing up. Yeah, it wasn't like we had fights and stuff, and we would just meet around the block and we'll fist it out or fight. You understand? I remember many fights that took place on the grass in my area, But it wasn't like I'm gonna come back for you and stab you up. It wasn't about that life. But things have changed lately, of late. Rest in peace, little Wheezy. That's my little brother that passed. 13 stab wounds to his body. 17 altogether, I think it was. But 13 penetrated, and there was no saving him. And I miss him every day. Think about him every day. And when I see these young youths on the street, I'll just be like, they don't really know, they can't see it yet until it happens to them. The people that go inside, they realise what's happened once the doors of the prison is shut, they're crying. Now their life is over. What are you gonna now turn around and do with your life after you've been put down for murder? What jobs and opportunities are there for you once you are put down for murder? It's very difficult. I'm telling you, it's very difficult. So when you want to make it, you got to learn to be very resilient. You got to have business mind. You have to be an entrepreneur. You got to know that, okay, if I go down for this, I'm gonna make sure that if I have a family to look after, if I meet a girl one day, I've got to tell that girl one day maybe that this is what I've done. And will she accept you, or are you gonna be on your own? Because the thing about it is, she's gonna be thinking, what are you gonna do if you're upset with me? Are you gonna take out a knife or a gun and shoot me and bag me up? What dad's gonna want that for his daughter? Salah. Salah just means meditate on that for a minute. See that written in the Bible, maybe in the Quran as well. But it's like a moment where you just say, you say something and you just think, true. Because it's all good being all hard, and the people that are sending you out there as well, some of them ain't helping the situation. They're like, yeah, but you want to make money, innit? You want to do this, you want to do that, and they're trying to talk to you all aggy and trying to build you up and make you feel like the man you want to be. And you can be that, but you don't need to be out there doing the things that are the stereotypical things for the police to stop you, where we're trying to stop that from happening. There's a lot of people saying, why is it always the black people getting stopped? Or why is it always the youth now? Because you know what? You know how many times, right? I see white boys, they don't get the handcuffs on them. Because it's like, this is their country, you would think, innit? Because the Queen's white, so their mother's white. They're not going to treat their children the same. Yeah, the white officers are not going to treat their children the same. As soon as they see black man and his name Savage, or Big Dog, or Animal, or Savvy, I don't know, all these different names, yeah. The police are scared. The man said to me, look, I'm not racist, and I'm just scared, and I don't want to see another black youth grow up. He grew up in Peckham, and he said, look, I don't want to see these youths walking around with knives, and that's their job every day, playing around with the pigeons that are running around with knives, and the pigeons are trying to duck them all the time. Pigeons are very smart, by the way, but just saying that, I'm going to use that word because that's what it seems like. Like, you're just rolling around, the kids are leaving home, their parents don't know what they're getting up to, leaving the street, some of them do, and, you know, getting caught up, having to do, when the knife thing was coming up for me, it was, I remember I was like 16, and it was like, if you get caught with a knife, it's 6 months bang straight, yeah? Now it's longer, I don't know, it's longer. But if you haven't been picked up before, you know, maybe you get less time. And then it's like, yeah, you've been inside, and yeah, you want to be the man and macho about it. Yeah, now there's this talk about, yeah, I don't want to be educated the normal way or whatever the way is. There's other ways, yes, there is other ways. You don't have to have GCSEs, but why not just have it anyway if you can, all right? Because I'm telling you, I've been there. I left school with no qualifications. Matter of fact, I left with a foundation maths B. I remember. Yeah. And because I just thought life was all macho and all hard, I didn't know. Yeah, my mum and dad split up. It was just all weird. It was all mad, and I just kind of had a lot of things for my. I was able to just do what I want. Not really, but because I'll still get cussed when I get home. I'll get licks when I get home. Yeah, so I was kind of still safe in a way because I still had to be home a certain time. But I used to stretch it a little bit now and again. But I realised it was for my safety. But then I had to go back to college, re-educate myself. Yeah. Now I have an English degree with creative writing, which is in my community quite unheard of. Not many of my friends, I wish some of them could make it to university. I wish, because when I was sitting in there, we've had some of the debates, philosophical debates about life, about things all the time. We've sat there and we've done that, you know what I mean, on other vibes. And I know if they was at university, it would be like, wow, this is good convos, you know what I mean? And you write about it, and you just have to make sure you reach those deadlines, and you do well if you learn the structures, yeah? Now, I heard a song the other day where a man was like dissing it, like, I'll go in university instead of growing up in the streets. It's a bad thing to go university. It is not. Don't knock it till you try it. Don't knock it till you try it. And engineers, how do you become an engineer without studying? What, just become a roadman with a thing on your face and just become a lyrical chatter? There's nothing wrong. I love music and I do my freestyle, and you know what, if I could make it, but I'll be talking, I know what I'll be talking about making solutions for the world. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to fit the stereotype. I love music, you know what I mean? But at the time when I was growing up, I didn't want to be the same as those other people. That's why I fell into poetry. And it's a hard game because hardly anyone really likes poetry. Well, there is people that like it, but it's a quiet world for me, I believe, anyway. And funny enough, I don't like poetry, but I like writing it. I'm a lyrical writer, but I love writing poetry. So anyway, forget that, I digress. But come on, youth man, change it up. I was talking about the stereotypes. Change it up. Because the police is what they see, innit? They see you walking around a certain way, you act dodgy, yeah, I've seen it all before, yeah, you're always looking out. You're playing cat and mouse right now, and it's fun, I get it, but it's not. Mothers want to let their kids out, their boys, not kids, because kids are baby goats, want to let their boys out. Young men that are timid as well, that are not out here to be, they're not just timid, but they're not built the same way as every youth that's in a gang. There's boys out there that want to be great mathematicians and just see the world a complete different way than the way that you've just seen on the BBC shows, the TVs and what's it called? Social media, yeah? Or your Snapchats, yeah? There's other things, there's people with beautiful minds who can write beautiful stories, who could create beautiful, amazing films. Make some films, but these films don't have to be stereotypical, always a man cheating on his wife or another guy stabbing another one or backstabbing each other. Like, there's some amazing films out that you know, I create stuff in my mind that I write down all the time, because one day, you know, if I get a film studio or whatever, working towards it, I can make some really cool films. Why not turn knife crime into martial arts? Go and learn a martial art, pretend to play martial arts with your friends. I saw a good thing the other day where a guy was like going to argue with someone in the shop, and it turned out that he needed a hug. And it was a bit of a meme, and then he gives the guy a hug, you know? There's nothing wrong with it, guys. You don't have to play up the hard role, because my martial arts artist teacher said to me, when you're hard, you're easy to break. If you're soft, you have soft and hard, because feminine energy is soft, it's flexible, it's water, it's air. But if you're just a rock and you're hard and in your, let's say, your ruler, you break easy. That's why you get angry so quickly. That's why you lose your shit so quick and you want to stab somebody, bang, to prove your egos. Yeah, this man's taking your girlfriend, and then you just, all the thing you can think about, you know, is just hurting a man, rather than just saying, okay, call it a day. He won that one, he got that one. And some cultures are built with the feminine and masculine balance. That's why there's less white on white crime, because there's a loving home that young man has come from. Some of them, if it's not, then you can tell. Yeah, but there's a love that person's come from in most cultures. Yeah, that they've come from a good home. Some people haven't. And so I don't want you to feel like a victim that you've just, because you've come home from a single parent family or no parents in your family and you don't know how to behave. Yeah, you can learn and you can start today. You can be the one that changes things. You can change the way the rest of your boys think if you're a leader. And say, look, we want to do something with our lives. Let's try and own something. Let's try and start somewhere. Let's go and start a little job, work our money up, pull it in the pot, trust each other to do something. Come on. Like, so much out here. Opportunities. You guys have got opportunities. There's things out there for you now. You know? And you just have to keep looking in the right places and asks. If someone doesn't have the right answer for you, go somewhere else. You've got all this ambition and driving you to drive a knife through someone. Why don't you drive your future to somewhere? But one day you don't have to look back. You don't have to look back. You don't have to keep checking your back. You don't have to sleep in your car boot with 100 grand. You can move forward. You can go places. You can smile you can not just smile, but you can go from east, north, south, west and feel good about your life. And I know some of you are in a position that now you can't go this side of town because if a man sees you, it's on. It might not even be that bad. Some of you hype it up and say, yeah, you know, I heard a year 9 youth say this the other day. He just listens to drill so much that he's so gassed up that he thinks in his world, I can't go to all the way to North London. These people in North London doesn't even know him. He could go to the shops, come straight back. He could go to the park, come straight back. It's a risk, but it's not as bad as the risk that's in his head. He's got all of this drill music in his head that makes him think that the world is so dangerous and harmful. I could have thought the same, but I was able to go anywhere I wanted with a brave heart, but also, yeah, you have to walk around with a bit of like a little bit of sass or a little bit of, but there's a balance to it. You don't walk around just like, yeah, I can bag up anyone, I'll mash up anyone. No, like a humbleness. When you walk past certain brothers, yeah, sometimes you just might need to give it a nod and check it out. Just be like, okay, I can see they're on something. And be quick and be prepared that, okay, if they come for me, this is what it is. But I'm going somewhere. If you got like you're not going anywhere, then it's more likely to be like that. Do you know what I mean? If you're not going anywhere, if you're just going there to walk past another gang of people, or you're just walking on the streets idly for no reason, you know, the devil makes work for idle hands. Do you know what I'm saying? Or something along those lines. Just go like you are going somewhere. I used to go places, yeah, and have to walk through certain estates, and I felt safe because I had confidence, I had faith, and I knew I'm here now. And I know it might be harder, but it's because of the stuff that you lot are doing as well. It's not making it easy for other people, not making it easy for the younger you. So the ones who are in the drill game, too, or in the movie game, too, yeah, think about the generation below you. Because there's men now who's been in the drill game or in the rap game, the hip hop game or whatever, saying to the youths, you know what, stay in school. You got Cardi B, who doesn't let her daughter listen to any of the music that she plays and puts out there and project, yeah. But yet she's putting it out there for other girls to behave a certain way and be objectified, yeah. So Do you see the dichotomy? This is called a dichotomy, where you're trying to fix something, but at the same time, people ain't doing what they need to do to help themselves. So you're stuck in between. I ain't stuck in between. I ain't stuck. I don't talk that language. I talk vibrations. I talk laws of attraction. I talk love into your heart. And I talk, spiritual guidance. Okay? I talk affirmations that's going to help you be the person that you desire to be from the time before you started thinking the way you was thinking and behaving the way you was behaving, for your mum to feel threatened that every time you're out there on the street, that something might happen to you, that she's already almost somehow a little bit given up, that she might get that phone call. But that phone call that's going to come is, Mum, I've just got a new job. Mum, I've decided I want to start this business. Mum, I'm going to go to college. Mum, actually, I want to fix my life up and get an education and support you guys properly. Mum, I'm going to put down the knife and the drugs. Mum, like, that will just take off so much weight. So much weight. Respect your mum and your dad, because we can't forget the fathers out here. Because the fathers also want the best for you. You might not see it, but the way the system is made is to make the fathers feel rejected in society and to feel that you are rejected as a child. To make you feel that your fathers don't care. Their fathers have had to struggle. The struggle goes on. So while you're out here saying, oh, my dad's not around and stuff, think about what he's had to go through as well. Have that conversation with him. And just say, Dad, why is things the way they are? Where did you go wrong? Or what made you go down this road? And how has the system treated you? How are you, Dad? How is life for you right now, Dad? What can we do, Dad? What can we do to help to fix this, Dad? What can I do as a young man or young woman to make my life better than the life that you had, Dad? Mum? What was it like when you was growing up, Mum, Dad? How did you meet Mum, Dad? How comes you and Mum split up? Maybe those conversations need to take place. Because when you understand your roots, you understand your culture, and you know where you're going, you know where you can go forwards, you know what you can fix. You know the things that are hurting you inside that makes you go outside and talk about it with your friends and build up all this emotion and anger and take this stuff out on other people, which they don't deserve. They don't deserve it. We need to take accountability for our own lives. Listen to me. I too need to do the same. No one's perfect out here. There's adults that need to do the same. Fathers and mothers still as well. Ask your children. They need hugs as much as they act hard and tough as well and rejecting, and they too need just to hear something from you. And not the same cussing every day that they come home to. Like, just try and change it up a little bit. Because that could be the one thing that changes the way that they behave when they go out there every day. You know you're busy with life and work and the other children and whatever it is. But honestly, there's harmony that needs to take place in our homes. And I could be talking for other cultures as well. It's not just, I know it's not just the black culture, but it's just the black culture is getting a lot of flack right now. And all these anti-racist movements and stuff. It's just so much. And I think it just takes simple things as love. I am love. I love the earth. I care for the earth. If you care for the earth, you care where you live. You care for your home. You care to give. If we can start thinking that way, I'm sure that when other things like, there's other bigger matters out there right now. Right now, the fish industry is destroying the earth. Okay, the way we're treating the earth, there's bigger things, and this is beyond our race. This is beyond the race situation. This is like everybody's life is at stake. Apparently, there's only 60 harvests left in society. Do you know how that 60 harvests? For 60 years of this planet being able to live on natural foods, the ecosystem before it gets destroyed. But it can be extended. It can be extended, and we can save the world. We don't have to depopulate. We don't have to kill each other. We just need to find ways that we can farm, look after the planet, cut down the things that are destroying the planet. The nice 20 cars that you might have, and whatever it is you've got that's not necessary, like burning all these fossil fuels and whatever. Start eating right, sleeping right, treating each other right. If we look and love the earth that we live in, our home, we die peacefully. We don't die warring each other. I know I've targeted the youths today, but it's also the adults as well. It's not really a target, it's just an awakening, an eye-opening. That we all have a need for something. We all need maybe just somebody to give us a bit of attention, because that's what it's down to. When these youths are walking out like this, when people are behaving the way that they behave sometimes, when you're all up on the Instagrams and the TikToks and whatever it is, sometimes we're trying to make it in our life, we're trying to do something to better our life, but also it's about attention, because we realize attention brings network. Network is net worth. That's what we've been taught and conditioned to. But community is what we need. Community for each other. Young men start helping the elderly with their shopping. Saw a beautiful moment like that the other day. You know? Go and check on another gang of boys and just saying, like, how can we make peace on these streets right now? I'm sorry for what I've done. But I want to make peace. I want to make our future a better place. Like, when we have our children, we can say, you know what, it was like this, but it's not like that anymore. We look out for each other. Just like if you was in your little village of Nigeria, or your little village of Afghanistan, or your little village of Kingston, Jamaica, or any little village where you come from, in Romania, wherever you're from, yeah, we can have that here, but we're multicultural here. We can't get away from it. We're all gonna mix, we're all gonna pass each other, do you know what I'm saying? Like, we go to schools that are mixed, we go to supermarkets that are mixed, we go shopping, we walk down the same streets that are mixed. We're attracted to so many different people because we're just human. But we're all fighting this cause to be like stuck here, stuck there, and there's nothing wrong with being in the same race or whatever, like whatever your need is or whatever, but don't feel like, oh, these people are coming here to take our jobs, our money, our people, because we're just all one at the end of the day. We're all one. We've all come from one whole place. When the planet was, at one point, it was all together, and it's crusted apart, it's cracked apart, and now there's different places, and they've been labelled in different hemispheres. Oh boy, I can keep talking. But I'm gonna stop now. I just want abundance of health and wealth and happiness for everybody, and just to make peace. I know this went on for a little bit, but I feel like there was a lot in this that you can take from it. And you know what? I haven't written this down, so forgive for any blemishes that might have offended somebody. I'm not out here to offend. I'm just here to I don't know. I don't want to use the wrong word like fix, because life is full of changes, and changes is what's constant. And I think we're part of the change. I want to be part of the change and see those changes. Yeah, I want people to be given the opportunities that they deserve. There's people out there with, like me, arms long, of things that I've done, like, and I'm talking positive, I'm not talking crime, I'm talking like I've done so many different jobs, but still at the same time I feel like I'm not rated for it. And so what? Move on. Gotta just keep moving. I'm just gotta keep moving. My day will come. My day will come. Your day will come. But you have to keep trying things, and everything that you're doing is not going unmissed, because it's like, it's not going unmissed. It's like it will make sense to you, because sometimes I come across things and I'll be like, oh, this makes sense to, like, when I was working doing a little bit of customer service, I now need this. Even like when I'm talking to you guys, I know I need it. I know I need it to be able to speak coherently and clearly and get things off my chest, or, you know, constantly being told how to tidy up my room. And when I meet my girlfriend, I know that I can keep my place tidy, or, you know, learning how to read. So if I get a contract, I can read and I don't be fooled or hoodwinked by some dodgy company, or, you know, like, there's so many things that you're doing you don't realize. Like, some people say, what do I need this for? I don't need it. I don't need maths. I don't need English. I don't need whatever, Spanish. I don't need what, whatever it is. Yeah, we need it. We need it. We need it sometimes, and it crosses our path for a reason. It crosses our path for a reason. Everything is one. It's connected, interconnected. Physics helps you connect to your higher spirituality. So like maths. Get it? Anyway, peace, love, harmony, empathy. Yeah. Thanks for listening to Forwarding Up. This is Creatively, at your favorite place, in the place to be, in your heart. Do what you gotta do. Take your steps, take your chance, live your life. Love. I'm daring greatly, by the way, and I'm gonna upload this because I thought I wasn't gonna, but, you know, anyway.